Hi guys, it's Carol from Cape Cod Cottage Garden. Let's plant some onions today. So when I planted my onions way back on February 1st, I did a little experiment. I planted some of them in really deep containers. That was one part of the experiment. The other experiment is I planted some in potting mix and some in just plain seed starting mix, pro mix. And I wanted to see if there'd be a difference. And lo and behold, I really do think there is. These are the exact same onions planted on the same day. This one's grown in Pro Mix and this one's grown in Potting Mix. The Potting Mix just has a little more nutrients in it. The Pro Mix doesn't have any nutrients in it. Even though I watered these all the same, I fertilized these all the same. If you can see, there's not much of a difference, but let me show you closer up. This is the Potting Mix and this is the Pro Mix. The ones that are in the Potting Mix are just a little, even though I did cut these, I trimmed them back, but just the girth of the onion themselves is just a little thicker with the potting mix as compared to the pro mix. So I think from now on, I'm gonna do either potting mix or I'm just gonna like mix a little bit of potting mix in with the seed starting mix. So, and that was for the red, and let's look at the yellow, see if the yellow had any difference. This was pro mix, and this is potting mix. Again, you can kind of see the difference. This is pro mix, and this is potting mix. It's kind of hard to see on the film, on the video, but this one is definitely hardier. The stems themselves are thicker. I don't know if it's really coming across on the camera, but you're gonna have to trust me on this one. These ones look more puny compared to these. So potting mix it is. I think I did it with the scallions too. Let's see if I did it with the scallions too. Not scallions, shallots. Couldn't come up with the word. I did. So this you can actually see better. These are the Zabroons shallots. I planted them both on the same day. This is potting mix. This is pro mix. Can you see how these ones are a little thinner than these? Potting mix. Not just seed starting mix. Treated both the same way. It's really not that much of a difference, guys, but it is a little different. So let's plant these up. So I do plant most of my garden using the square foot garden method. Do I always use a little square foot thing? I start out using it and then I just toss it aside. So I'm gonna start out being good and using it, but I plant 9 onions to each square foot in the garden. So I'm just gonna do a little poke on all the yellow holes. It's kind of like gardening for dummies. Oops. But it does keep your rows nice and straight. Okay. Now, let's do the red Weathersfield. The other thing I did is I planted them in these big pots. So I'm gonna have to really work hard to get them apart. Onions usually do come apart really easy. Wow. I wasn't sure if using the deep pots would be worth it because they're usually like pretty shallow rooted, but look at the roots. Actually, these should have been in a while ago. Wow. Am I gonna be able to get these apart? They smell so good. I think I'm gonna get a bucket of water and soak these in them, and it'll be easier to take them apart that way. I'll be right back. So I got a little bucket of water and I soaked the onions in it, and I pretty much took all of the dirt off of the onions. You can see the roots. It's crazy, look. But they do tease apart. I mean, this isn't as easy because I have so many in this bucket, but you can just kind of tease them apart a little bit like that. The roots are pretty strong. They're kind of like wiry a little bit, so they come apart. But look at that root. Look at that. Really long. So I just take my trowel, kind of dig into the dirt, push it aside, get my root in there. Sometimes I use this little thing to make sure the roots go in. Take my trowel out, backfill the dirt. Don't bury it too deep, and give it a little press. I don't really like these leaves in the garden. Get up there. It looks good. So first I'm going to take my trowel, make the hole, just kind of dig down and push it aside. Then I'm going to get my onion, Tease it out of the bunch. Look at those roots. And the other thing, it's nice to have a bucket of water because that way while you're planting, your big bunch of onions doesn't dry out. Put the roots in the hole. Tease them in with this little stick. Hi, Seagull. You know, if you're new to my channel, I do live very, very, very close to the ocean. So we have ospreys and all kinds of birds. That happens to be a seagull. So make sure your roots are under the ground. Just press it in a little bit. Here we go. Don't bury it too deep. And don't worry if your onions at first look floppy. They'll straighten up. Once they get their roots in the ground, they'll straighten right up for you. I'll just do a couple more with you. About 3 to 4 inches apart, maybe 4. See, I've already put aside that little measuring square. I start with good intentions and then I just get rid of it. There we go. Look at that. Hi. I see you. It's a hawk. Okay. Excellent. Should I do one more with you guys? Sure, why not? It's just so peaceful, isn't it? I've got to say, this is the first year I've had the leaf mulch on top, and it's bugging me. Oh, goodness. Come on. I wish this was smell-o-vision because these smell so good. There we go. All right. These are the red Weathersfield. I'll come back when I do a different variety, although they all kind of look the same. So these are all the red Weathersfield that I planted that were in potting mix. So I'm going to mark it that way so I can kind of watch. Although I've already proved the potting mix is better, I think. I'm just going to see how they develop. So I'm going to mark this one as potting mix. Now I'm going to plant some red Weathersfield over here and mark it Pro Mix. But I forgot that I also did it with the Walla Walla onions. And I think with the Walla Walla onions, you can absolutely tell the difference. This is the potting mix. This is the Pro Mix. Why is it not coming across on camera when it's so evident in real life? It doesn't look that different on camera. But in real life, these are much thicker than these. Maybe you can tell like that a little better. But anyways, I'm going to mark these all so I can keep track of it. And today is 4/17, and I started them on February 1st. There we go. On to the next one. Okay, obviously I'm frustrated that you can't really see the difference, so I took them out of the containers. These are the Utah yellow. Is that what they're called? Yeah, Utah yellow onions. This was the seed starting mix. This was the potting soil. Now can you see the difference? I think we have our answer, guys. I think when you're doing onions, potting soil is the way to go. There you go. Well guys, there you have it. I didn't let you watch me plant every single one of these onions. I planted 240 onions. Well, it was a combination of onions and shallots. So that was way more than I planned on planting. Usually in this bed I have it half carrots and half onions. But there's probably only 3 square feet left for carrots, so obviously I'll have to scatter carrots everywhere else in my garden. But I'm glad I got this project done. It's been so rainy that, I didn't have the opportunity to get a lot done. So I felt like I was way behind, so I'm grateful to get this one done. So I hope you enjoyed coming along with me while I planted up my onions. It just feels so great to be in the garden. I actually feel alive again because I'm outside, my hands are in the dirt. It just does something to me. And I imagine a lot of you guys, if you're watching this content, feel the same way. So thank you so much for watching. I truly, truly appreciate everybody's support. My channel has been doing really great. People have been so nice, and I really, truly appreciate it. And if you're liking the content, you know, I always love to get a thumbs up, or if you'd like to subscribe, that would be great too. And until next time, get out there and grow, everyone. Bye-bye.